Hello everyone, welcome to the homework video for lesson 2. So in lesson 2, we have learned about the parallelograms area and also the area of trapezium, right? So let's try to do the homework. We'll start from the first question. The first question is, which of the following is the corresponding heights for the given base of this parallelogram? So what is height? So the height is actually depends on the base. So in this figure, we choose this red line as the base. Base can be any side of the parallelogram. And the height is the perpendicular distance between the base and the opposite side. So if I choose this red line as the base, the opposite side must be this line, right? And it is the perpendicular distance between these two lines. So C is obviously wrong. C is obviously wrong because C is not perpendicular. Perpendicular means that it forms a 90 degrees with the base, right? Is this a 90 degree? No, it is an acute angle. So that's why C is obviously wrong. So you just have to choose from either A or B. So which one is true? We can see that both of them are perpendicular to the base because there are two 90 degrees angle. But which one is the distance between the base and the opposite side? It is B, right? Because A is just halfway between the two sides. So A is not true. B is the correct answer. Perfect. So if you get it, let's go on to the next one. Find the area of the following parallelogram. So this is a parallelogram. What is the area formula? The area formula equals to the base times the height, right? The base times the height. So if you can find out where is the base and where is the height, then you just have to do the multiplication, then you will find out the area. So which side should I choose as the base? There are two options. You can either choose 12 or 11, but which one do you think I should choose? 12 or 11? We should choose the 12 because if I choose 11, I don't really know the height of the space, right? The height will be this line, but I don't have the length of this line. So that's why I choose 12 as the base. So this is the base. After we know the base, we just have to find out the height. The height is the perpendicular distance between the base and the opposite side. So obviously this 10 centimeter is the height because here is the right angle. Right, so now we know the base and the height already. We just have to put the numbers inside the formula. So the base is 12 centimeters and the height is 10 centimeters. So we have 12 times 10 equals to 120. And what is the unit? The unit is centimeter square, okay, square centimeters, because you're multiplying 2 centimeters together. So which one is the answer, A, B, C, or D? It is C, right? It is C. Well done. So let's go to question 3. Find the area of the parallelogram below. So basically it's the same idea. We have to find out the two things. What are the two things? The base and the height, right? The base and the height. So let's find out the base and the height. And this one is a little bit tricky because the base and the height is not that obvious. So do I know any length, any side length of this parallelogram? Yes, DC, right? This is one of the side, and this is the only line that I know that is a side of this parallelogram. So maybe the base is just DC. Okay, it is just DC, 5 centimeters. And which line is the height of this base? It is actually outside of the parallelogram. So it doesn't matter whether the height is inside the parallelogram or outside the parallelogram. Sometimes the parallelogram looks a little bit weird because it is tilted very far from the left or very far from the right. Then the height will be outside of the parallelogram. And it doesn't matter because it is just the distance between the opposite side and the base, right? So this is also the perpendicular distance from the opposite side to the base. It is also 90 degrees, right? But pay attention, this part, let me write it in green color. This green dotted line doesn't count as part of the base because it is not one of the side of the parallelogram, right? So don't count this 5 as the base. The base is just 5 and the height is 8 centimeters. So 5 times 8 equals to the area. 5 times 8 equals to 40. So that's why the answer is 40 square centimeters. And which one is the answer? C again. So the answer is C. Okay, let's go to question 4. What is the area of this shape? First, what is this shape? Is that a parallelogram? No, right? It is not a parallelogram. It is a trapezium. It is a trapezium. And we already learned about the formula for a trapezium. What is the area formula of trapezium? It is the sum of two opposite sides, okay, and they have to be parallel, and then you multiply it by the height, and finally you have to do one more thing, that is divided by 2, right? Divided by 2. The reason is that actually a trapezium is half of a rectangle. So the sum of two opposite sides times height is just the area of the rectangle. And you have to divide by 2 to get one trapezium. Okay, that is the idea. So if you understand it, let's try to find out the two opposite sides. So where are the two opposite sides? Is it these two sides? No, so the two opposite sides must be parallel. Okay, must be parallel. So this side and this side. These two are the two opposite sides. So what are their lengths? This one is actually 2. Okay, 2. And this line is 6 units. So what is the sum of these two sides? It will be 2 plus 6, right? 2 plus 6. And then we figure out the height. The height is just the perpendicular distance between the two sides. So this side is actually the perpendicular distance because obviously here we have a 90 degree. So what is the length of this side? It would be 4 units long, right? So it will be 4. And after that, divided by 2. So let's do the calculation. Do the calculation inside the bracket first. 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 times 4 divided by 2. 8 times 4 is 32. Divided by 2 is just 16. So that's why the answer is 16 units square. Perfect. So let's go on to the last question. The last question is a trapezium again. So we want to find out the area of this trapezium. Do you still remember what do we have to find out? We have to find out the two parallel opposite sides and the height and then divide by 2, right? So where are the two opposite parallel sides? This line and this line, right? This line and this line. So do we know their lengths? Yes, so this shorter line is actually 7 centimeters because this part is the same length, right? So this is 7 centimeters. And the longer side is 25 centimeters. So the picture is actually a little bit weird. They label the length in the opposite side, but actually it means this side is also 25 centimeters. Okay, so we know the two opposite side already, so we have to find out the sum, 7 plus 25. After that, we find out the height. So where is the height? Is it this line? No, right? We have to find out the perpendicular line. So this one is the perpendicular line. And the length is 9, so times 9. And is that the final answer? Again, no, because you have to divide it by 2, because it is a trapezium. So now we can try to calculate the answer. 7 plus 25, 32 times 9 divided by 2. So it looks a little bit difficult to calculate. You can divide the 2 first. So 32 divided by 2 equals to 16, right? So what is 16 times 9? 16 times 9 equals to 160 minus 16. So we have 144, right? We have 144. And what is the unit? The unit is square centimeters. So that is the final answer, 144 square centimeters. These are all the answers for the homework. So if you have any question, you can ask us in the WeChat.